Ah 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 ah. Hello, I'm back from a quick. How many days has it been? Technically, technically 1 day break. Technically 1 day break. Yes. Hello, hello, Sai. How are you? Thank you for coming. Have a good Xmas. I was working on Christmas. was I was working on Christmas, and I was working yesterday too, so it wasn't the worst thing. I mean, I guess I have extra pay. Um it's not much, but it's honest work. It's honest work. Yeah, see the thing is I don't celebrate Christmas. Like my family doesn't celebrate Christmas, so like sure I would have like felt better if I could just like laze around at home, but like yeah. So I was kind of working um so like the whole of the Christmas holidays was just me working. But it's all right. It's Daijobu. It's Gucci. It's fine, it's fine. It's honest work. It's honest work. I was hustling. Yeah. So I have taken a nice break on Monday, and I went out to I was boo boo the fool. I was supposed to go for um like the zitter class, but like I kind of missed it. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. Never mind. I missed it. So I just went out, and then I met up with some friends to go shopping. Yeah, so that happened. And yeah, so that was kind of all that happened. And I went out and I got like two new art books. So that was nice. So yes, I have more books to add to my art book collection. Yeah. So today we are going to have a relaxing day on Shroomy Island. I tried to progress, but then again, I don't get to game very often off of stream. Cause I'm like busy doing other stuff. See, that's the thing about having only 24 hours in a day is that there's too little time for you to do so many things, because like I want to game, I want to like draw, and I want to like draw for Sanshroomy. So that's like two different kinds of art like I want to do. It's like Sanshroomy art and then like personal art. Then on top of that, I want to game. Then I have to stream. Then I have to work. Then I have to like live in general. And then 24 hours a day is not enough for it. So yeah, so I end up not gaming as much or drawing as much or doing anything as much. So yeah, I hope I can fix that real soon. But yes, anyways, let us begin our very chill adventures on Animal Crossing. And we will disguise it as a just chatting stream once again. Alright, let me just transition. Yes. Alright, hi Coco, welcome. How was your Christmas? I hope you had a nice Christmas. Thank you for the hip hat. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas. Noin, hello. Busy shroom life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so like I think it's like I'm so busy kind of, or at least I have a lot of things that I want to do that I end up not being able to do anything. So that's kind of oofing. So I hope I will kind of manage to make some sort of like I don't know, like schedule or like structure, I guess, in life so that I can like actually do stuff. But then again, I'm like kind of in my gap year right now, and during your gap year, like everything is kind of messy. So, oh wait. We gotta change. Forgot. We have to change the. We have to change the time. All right. Yes. All right. I see you. No problem. Have a good lurk. And Christmas was good. How was your holidays? Unfortunately, Coco, I was busy um working working on Christmas. Um yeah, for the extra pay too. So it was honest work. Yes. Not much. The public holiday pay wasn't like a lot more, but you know, it's something. So I was doing that for Christmas. But other than that, it's fine. It was quite chill. Light mode. Oh no, hello spray tag. Welcome. Sit back and enjoy your stay. I'm just gonna do some Animal Crossing. Oh god, what is Mac doing? Jeebus. He's catching some bugs. But yeah. Same here, it was workmas. Oh man. Also, I'm back from work, guys. Oh no. Welcome back from work, everybody. It really be a workmas today. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Certain suspicious character. Oh, it's red. Alright. I swear I have ungrateful customers. It happens to the most of us. Happens to the most of us, especially in customer service. Thankfully, the place I work at is rather tame. Not that we are free from nasty customers, but for the most part, and also maybe it has something to do with my personality. I just kind of let everything pass through me at this point. I have I always reach enlightenment during work. Like I just shut off my brain and everything during work. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna hit empty this. In interest of 50 bells. Hello, the karaoke stream was awesome. Unbalanced keyboard, welcome. How are you? Sit back and enjoy your stay. I hope you had a good Christmas, hopefully. Or if you were working during Christmas, I hope you had a good bonus pay. Hope you had a bit of extra cash if you worked on Christmas. And I'm really glad that you enjoyed the karaoke. I had a lot of fun too. Hope everyone is safe from the recent flood. Oh yeah, it's still flooding, I believe. Coco, you're talking about the flood in Malaysia, right? Yeah. In general, Singapore is pretty safe. Like it did not leak over for the most part, so we are okay. But I do know that our neighbors are not okay. So I hope that it gets better soon, because doesn't seem like the flood is going to clear up anytime soon, which is quite worrying. So I really hope that things get better for them. It's pretty bad. Doing good. How are you? I am doing good. I had a nice break cause I didn't stream on Monday, so I had a nice break. And then just now, before streaming, I was just chilling. I was just chilling by the window. It was kind of like sunny but not really sunny, so I was just kind of like chilling there. And it was nice, like it was kind of like not not hot, I guess. Yeah, so I was just having fun by the window. Yes. That was my meme edit of you. That was it was a good meme. It was an optimum meme. That was this is called artistic talent. I liked it a lot. It's funny. So thank you for taking the time to make a meme out of me. Window chilling is the best kind of chilling. That's right. Unfortunately, when I chill at the window, what's in front of me is just the construction site. So we don't have much view. But it's fine, you know. Cause they're building something. So how my room is angled is you just kind of see the construction and you're just like, ah, okay. Yes, so it was nice, and I was just reading my new art books that I got. I really like art books a lot. I collect a lot of them. So that was very good. Okay, let's bank in some money. So because Animal Crossing is like a marathon game, you have to like play it constantly to kind of slowly get somewhere. So we'll just take our time and just chill. Because honestly, like I said just now about like how whatchamacallit, uh like there's only 24 hours in a day, so like as much as I want to like do a lot of stuff, I usually don't, cause like even though like you like want to like play games or like draw stuff like that, like even gaming or drawing takes up energy, so sometimes you just don't want to do anything at all, so I just end up doing like nothing sometimes, which is fine. I just kind of chill and like, yeah. That's why I end up not doing much, but you know, as long as you get to chill, it's all good. I'm gonna search for Animal Crossing hairstyles just to see what are the new hairstyles and to see whether this will fit me. If it does not, then we won't be getting this because there is pop hairstyle and cool hairstyle. So give me a moment to see what they offer. Okay. They don't necessarily offer anything else that kind of looks like my hair anyways. So I don't think I'll be getting them. But we do have to have a mirror, I believe. Oh, what's this? Yeah, so we have to start to because we have like 3 villages that are moving in, so we kind of have to gather materials to like over here. Wait, let me show you. Yeah, so we have kind of like 3 villages, and we have to see here we have like these things that we need to kind of build for them. Wait, I should probably take this down. Okay, give me a moment. I'm going to open a Google Docs to write this down, and then we can kind of check them off while we gather all the materials. Alright, check our list. Okay, so we have wooden simple bed. We have wooden chair. Classic picture. Okay. And then we also have exterior. Good time zone to you, everyone. Hello, Squashy. Welcome. How are you? And I hope you had a good Christmas. Happy time zone. I believe it's quite late for some of y'all who is stuck in the time zone loop where you end up being on the other side of the world. But I still hope you are having a good day. Okay, let's check. We are currently checking the furniture. Oh, no. I clicked it too fast. We're currently checking the furniture that we have to make for our new citizens to move in. So I think we'll just be working on getting everything built today. And so we can progress our island. Right? Wait a minute. Mom. Wait. Oh, you. Christmas was nice. Now I'm a little under the weather, but still chill. Oh, I hope you are feeling better soon. To be honest, same. I think I'm also just a little bit tired after working on Christmas. But I hope that you can just sit back and enjoy your stay here. And hopefully you will feel better soon. I feel ya though. I do get like that. Quite often, but it is okay. The Shroom is a very... Sanshroomy is a very chill person, so I try not to use up too much energy. Because if I do, I will absolutely deflate. So that's why I like to take things very, very relaxing. Hope you had a nice time too between work and all. Yes, I tried my best to... Like, it was funny because the other day I went out because I was like, hey, it's been a while since I like went out on my own, so I might as well like go out, you know, and like like chill, and just like, I don't know, go shopping or something. Then it was all like fun and games at first. I was like, oh my god, look at me, I'm going out. And then within like probably half an hour I was like, oh no, I want to go home. See, like, I'm an ambivert, which means I have both what's that? I have both extrovertism and introvertism, and they kind of exist at the same time. And sometimes one just overtakes the other. So I could be having like a swell day and like being like super active and like being like an extrovert essentially. Then all of a sudden I'm just like, my introvert self is just like, no you don't. And then I'm just like, ah. Then that's how I kind of end up not like shriveling up when I actually go out. And I'm just like, oof. So it do be like that sometimes. Bathroom sink, that is beautiful. I will keep it for safekeeping. For next time. Oh my god, rice cooker. Let's just buy everything. We have money. Yeah, so I mean, in the end, I still did go out and like I met up with friends, and then we kind of just hung out at like the bookshop, and I got like a couple more like whatchamacallit, art books. Yes, I love art books a lot, so I got a couple of art books. Oh, what's this? Yeah, so I got a couple of art books and they were nice. I have an obsession with art books, so I tend to buy art books very often. My collection is honestly scary. I think I have almost 100, maybe I've exceeded 100 art books already. Yeah, art books are an expensive hobby. They really do hurt hurt in hurt in your kokoro when you have an expensive hobby. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. I get burned out super fast when I go out, regardless of how amped I was to go originally. Exactly. Like, I don't necessarily think it's like a bad thing, but I guess we just have to be careful because like our engine could like run out very, very fast, and you're just like, oh no. and then like your entire spirit just goes dun 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 dun. Like the Microsoft shutdown, the Windows shutdown, and you're just like, oh well, I tried though. So it do be like that sometime. Oh, that's cute. So yeah, it's gotta be careful. Paper lantern, bathroom sink, rice cooker. I do have a rattan bed, but it's so big. Yeah, I think I'll just save that for now. But yeah, it do be like that sometimes. But I'm still glad, I guess. I think the thing is like I did go out and then but I think I went out for too long. Like I thought it was just gonna be a short trip, but you're kind of like on the fence between like I want to go out but also like I want to go home. So you end up just like going out or like staying out for too long and then you're like, oh no. So that's how I kind of ended up what was a short just like me time trip. It just became like I went out for like 5 hours and then I came back home absolutely like pooped and I was like, why do I feel so tired? I'm just like, girl, you went out for like 5 hours. Yeah, so it do be like that sometime. Thank you for the hip pad. But it was a good walk because I don't walk a lot. I don't exercise. Um, so most of my exercise I would say is because I go out for long hours and I just walk around for long hours. Okay, let me just take those off. Wooden chair, wooden simple bed. Yeah, so that's kind of sedentary shroomy. Hair wardrobe. We have a what? Oh, classic picture. I don't like walking unless I have a goal of where I'm going. Exactly. Exactly. That's why I need to actually go out. Like, I'm gonna go to the bookstore or something like that, or else I would not. That kind of applies to me exercising too, which probably isn't a good thing. But, you know, here we are. Here we are anyways. So I kind of have to slap myself into... Like, see, for me, I'm quite easy to convince, I guess. As long as I'm going to the bookstore where all my beloved art books are, I will probably go. But other than that, I'm quite reluctant to leave the house simply because it's too hot. It's way too hot. Like, it should be illegal to go out in this weather. Yeah, so unfortunately, it really do end up with like not necessarily going anywhere. But yeah, speaking of my art book collection, like I think I have about 100-ish, and if we were to kind of multiply that, because art books are not cheap, so I would say that if you were to kind of times that by oh, it's too. Oh, thank you for the hip pad. Oh, did. Wait a minute. You know what? Let me just put all my tools on the floor. Yeah, but so if let's just say that an average art book costs about $35 to $40. I kid you not, like it's actually pretty damn expensive. Yeah, so if it's about there, I would say my collection is worth about $3,000 to $4,000 at this point. So it's it's an expensive hobby. So I have spent about 3 to 4, even 5,000. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $5,000 just on like collecting. I do read them, by the way. I don't just like put them there. But like in general, art books, yeah. Oh, it's a lot. I haven't been able to use VR because of how hot it is. Oh, VR is awfully hot. And to make things worse, because I wear glasses and my glasses are big because I am blind. Like my eyesight is super 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 bad. Like I'm not sure how people measure like degrees because over here we kind of measure it in the hundreds. I'm not sure how other countries measure it, but like my degree is like upwards of 600. But then again, I don't know how other countries measure that. So yeah, but how we measure it is, I guess if you don't require glasses, you sit at about 100 to 200, which I guess would be considered as 20/20 vision. So my eyesight is about 600 plus plus. Not sure what that means for y'all, but yeah, that's kind of how bad it is. Dang, that's a lot, but it's good you enjoy them. That's right. I have been collecting for like a while now. So I guess it's not that bad, but it is a lot of cash money. But I believe it's worth it, you know? Like that book contains like all the amazing works of like all like the different artists who publish their books, so it's kind of like to support too. Yes. So yeah, I would definitely encourage, like, if people love like, I don't know, if you like art and art books, definitely can consider collecting art books. And you don't have to collect them, just like buy stuff that you like to. But it's good. Alright. Okay, let us deliver this to the first two houses first before we go back and make the last houses furniture. Then we can time skip. I used to wear glasses when I was younger. It's been too long now to remember any of the terms for measuring. I'm still slightly nearsighted, but only slightly nearsighted. I believe I'm nearsighted too. It's called myopia, right? But yeah, I don't necessarily know how countries measure it. I just know that my eyesight is bad. Like pretty bad, pretty damn bad. Oh, yes. Pashmina. Oh nice, we learned another reaction. Alright. I was bad eyesight gang as well. Rolfo, welcome. How are you? As well as in now you are not bad eyesight, Rofu? Has your eyesight been revived? Like I used to try to like kind of wear contacts, but it did not work out. So my eyes are like they're dry. I don't know why, but they're dry. They're so dry. Um so I kind of would not wear contacts because my eyes would dry up like no matter what. Like it didn't matter how many eye drops I put, they would like dry. So it just became like I could not wear anything, so I had to wear big ass glasses. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it got lasered. Oh, I was considering like it's not that I'm very enthusiastic about getting it lasered, but it has been like a consideration. But also like I I don't know. I don't I'm not that desperate to like stop wearing glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like for some people it's quite important for them not to wear glasses for like various reasons. But for me, like I mean it's okay. I don't see anything bad, and I guess I've gotten used to myself with glasses. That if I got it lasered and like I don't know. I feel like I would look weird without glasses. Alright, that's two. Let's go back and craft the last set. But yeah, so that's why I'm okay with not getting it lasered. I like my glasses. I miss wearing glasses, but I don't think my parents will be happy to hear that. It's expensive, right? It's super expensive. Glasses are like really expensive, and like the higher your degree, your eyesight degree, the more expensive it is. So I do empathize with parents that have to kind of pay for their kids glasses. So like RIP. But yeah, it do be like that. I used to get mine broken a lot, so my mom was also glad when I didn't need them anymore. Or no. It thankfully I was a careful person and my glasses rarely broke. Like I would say on average, I get my glasses changed every like 4 to 5 years ish. So I believe it's pretty good already. Yeah, but still it's super expensive. So yeah, I don't know what I would do if I like broke my glasses often, especially with the amount of like my glasses cost. But you know, sometimes I feel like even if I were to get my eyes lasered, I think I would still buy, you know, like those fake fashion glasses. I think I would just like get it to like wear because I wouldn't get used to the feeling of not wearing glasses. So I think for the most part I would still kind of get get glasses, like fake glasses, so that I can still like wear glasses. Probably. I have a strong feeling that I would be the kind that would do that. Oh. But also there's like this like mixed feeling. Oh wait, no, I need to collect more. We need like 20. But also there's like this weird feeling where like when I see people wearing fake glasses just for fashion, it's kind of like y'all will never know the pain of not being able to see. So it's like a cheh. Like y'all don't know what it's like not to be able to see. But also like if I got my glasses like my eyes lasered, I would probably get fake glasses too. It's more like a comfort, I guess. Like the comfort of having something on your face. So yeah, a lot of complicated feelings. Okay, but personally, right, what I don't understand is when people wear fake glasses for fashion, like I don't get people who wear fake glasses with no lenses. Like so you can like still stab them in the eye if you put your finger past their glasses because there's no lens. I'm just like, why are you wearing fake glasses with no lenses? Like it's so funny. Like at least like put like have the ones with like lenses but like no degree, so that you can like it's just like protection. It's just like people who wear sunglasses, you know. So I find it rather funny. when people like wear fake glasses but there's no lens, and then then anybody can just like poke them in the eye. Just super funny to me. So yeah, and it's also kind of sad because like fashion glasses are like they can come in all sorts of like pretty shapes and like colors and stuff. Whereas like glasses for people who actually need glasses, it's not that they're ugly, but I guess there's a lot more like limited designs. Because especially if you have a pretty like high degree, like you can't get like frames that are too thin, because if not it will just like fall. No, like the lens wouldn't even fit because like the lenses are like super thick. So that's kind of sad. Okay, wait a minute, let me just arrange. I like to arrange this in a certain way so when I kind of swap the equipment. I think it's funny when people wear glasses for fashion and they get odd tan lines from the frames. Right, like why does that happen? Because as a glasses wearer, it doesn't happen to me. I never get tan line. Okay, also to be fair, I don't go out in the sun. So that could be a huge contribution to why I don't have glasses tan lines. But yeah, for the most part, I don't get tan lines from glasses. I guess it's I don't know actually. Maybe the lenses kind of reflect light sunlight differently, who knows. But yeah, so like if you can wear or you are compatible with contact lenses, then I guess you can still wear like what you call it? You can still wear wait, where was I going on? Oh, wait, I had something. Oh, thank you for the hit pad. Wait. I wanted to say something. If you wait, oh no. Wait, I was about to say something. If if you wear contact lenses, you still can wear fashionable sunglasses. Yes, because you know, you wear contact lenses, but if your eyes are not compatible with sunglasses, like me, because your eyes get dry, then you cannot wear fashionable sunglasses. Okay, thank you for waiting. I got it out finally. Anyways, let me catch up with the chat. I had a brain fart. I got that sleek moon tan from staying inside too much. Exactly, same. Okay, honestly, I feel like I'm a bit too pale. Like, it kind of like worries me, because I kind of... It's like... Am I like fair or am I just pale? Like, I am like going to ascend any moment kind of pale. Like, I kind of am like very, very pale. For the most part, compared to other people. I was like, damn. Okay, anyways, also, oh, you redeemed a meow. Thank you for the redeem. I will redeem your meow. Give me a moment. Let me just push the mic back. Okay, one meow coming up. Meow! Thank you for the redeem. I hope that was a good meow. And okay, wait, let me continue catching up with the chat. Hi homies, hello Senina, how are you? You got a mushroom, yes. Now you have the shiitake mushroom badge, which is 2 months. Happy 2 months, baby girl. Yes, hope you enjoy the emotes. No ascending, stay with us. That's right. Vampire aesthetic, that's right. Like, like this is actual vampire. This is actual vampire in the works. Like, like you want like fair skin? No, only pale skin, only pasty skin. That's right. And what else? Let me just catch up with. Oh, thank you for the blind fairy. All right, and thank you for the hip hat, and thank you for the speak Chinese. Okay, wait, give me a moment. Wow, there's like 2 timers going on at the same time. Give me a moment to set up. I wonder if my phone can like do 2 timers at once. Give me a moment. Because blind the fairy is 5 minutes and speak Chinese is like 10. Can I add a... Wait a minute. Let's go, trilingual queen. Oh no, please don't say that. That will put more pressure on me. I can speak neither languages fluently. Okay, wait. Let me put... Okay, wait, so... Okay, we'll do it like this, wait. Okay, Moku, yes, that's right. Alright, so number 1 is blind the fairy, which is for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to start this together. Okay, 3, 2, 1。好的，现在我们来讲一点中文吧。好的，现在我的眼睛已经脱下来了，所以什么都看不到。好的，那我们就继续玩这个。哎呀，这个游戏在中文叫什么？我也不知道。Animal Crossing 应该是什么动物林什么什么类的。哎呀，我不知道。现在应该是，但是老师跟你讲这些，什么？这些游戏里的这些动物的名字，中文叫什么？我也不知道，什么也看不到，什么也不知道。哎，真的看不到。啊，弄好了，弄好了。好的，明天看。好的，明天开始我们有3个新的朋友搬到来我们这个 Shroomy Island 住了。大家都会发现我在讲华语的时候会有点 accent， 这是因为在新加坡我们学中文的时候我们其实什么 accent 都没有，这是新加坡的 accent， 所以我们新加坡人讲中文的时候我们是乱讲的哦。虽然在学校里学了大概10年的中文，但是这些中文其实是有用是有用，但是没用也是对的，因为我们的这些中文学来的只是考试而已。对，就是小的时候这样一直学，有用吗？当然能讲得出来啦，但是大多数的都是用在考试的，什么写文章啊，什么口试啊那类的东西。所以如果我去中国生活的话，应该是不行吧？应该是活不了的。我也理解，现在在我直播上也有很多chat， 我在中文不知道是叫什么，我应该说是叫大家朋友吧。知道在我直播上有一些朋友是不会听中文的，所以 有点不好意思哦。如果我的好朋友谢妮娜可以跟各位朋友说，现在我是有点抱歉，现在有很多朋友应该是听不懂我在讲中文，但是没关系，到了10分钟以后，我就会继续说英文哦。然后，如果是大家第一次听到中文的话，希望，你们能就是经验一下新的东西吧。对，现在我是看不到你们在写什么，所以我只是乱讲而已。对，现在什么都看不到，所以我现在应该是等一下会砍一点树，然后拿一点什么，不知道怎么讲，木吧？对，拿一点木，收藏一下。哎呦，有虫！喂 ，nice。对，等一下过了5分钟后，我就能再戴上我的眼镜，然后就可以看到你们在打什么。然后还有多5分钟需要讲中文，所以应该是会就是用中文回答一下你们在写的那个 chat。Yes， 是的。哎呀，好的，5分钟已经过了，那我就把我的眼睛再带回去。哦，Claudia，哎，Claudia，thank you for the follow. Welcome. We're currently having a redeem that I will be speaking Chinese for a while, but thank you so much for the follow and sit back and enjoy your stay. 好的，那我就读一下我们的 chat 吧。动物天 ，What in the heck？ 这就是中文。你的中文很好的哦，谢谢。如果我学了10年的中文讲不出来的话，就是有点丢脸了哦。我还需要有点面子哦，我是新加坡华人呢，讲不出来的话有点没脸了，很丢脸哦。羡慕你哦，yes，不用羡慕我，我也很羡慕你能讲，怎么讲啊？是印尼吗？怎么来讲？怎么讲？印尼话吗？印度？不是印度啊。算了，不知道叫什么。但是不需要羡慕我，因为我也很羡慕你能讲巴哈萨，我也不知道怎么讲巴哈萨。马来西亚话我也不知道怎么说。Say sorry for those of them. Oh, thank you. Oh my god, y'all are so cute. Thank you for my translators. 对 I wish I could effectively learn another language, but I know for a fact that I have to use it in my daily life, not to stay program. 对，我觉得这位 Squashy 同学讲的话是非常对的，因为我们在新加坡学中文是可以讲，是因为我们也在就是生活中会讲嘛。比如说跟我们的父母讲啊，或者我们的外婆外公是会用得到，所以是能记住也会记住啊。虽然讲的比不上那些 那些本地人，但是说也会说得出。但是如果比如说我现在在学，我也在学日语呀，但是我能讲得出吗？是讲得出，但是也不是说很好啊，因为我上课，虽然我在上课，我现在没有上了，但是我上课时也没有人跟我就是用日语说话，所以就是这样上了课，每个礼拜这样上课，但是也没用啊，因为都没有人和你说日语。我觉得学一个新的语言真的不容易，所以也说是有点幸福吧。就是如果你是在一个会用到就是各种各样的语言的国家的话，也是说你的吸收力应该会比较好吧。对哦，这个 Senina 同学真的好快啊，这就是一个好优秀的同学哦，你真的是翻译好快啊！对哦，你的头脑最大，你的头脑实在是最大了。好的，我快要回到用英文喽，还剩下15秒。对哦，你真的是太快了，有点惊讶，你真的是God speed。Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the redeem. That was so fun, and thank you so much for the people who have been very patiently just enjoying the Animal Crossing stream while listening to my mumbo jumbo in Chinese. I am back. English Shroomy is back. All right, let me just catch up with the chat, and thank you so much to my little helpers today, Rofu and Senina, for the beautiful and seamless translation. Y'all are like the devil works hard, but y'all are working harder. So thank you so much for that. And let me just catch up with the. I wish I could effectively. Yeah. So what I was saying is, like how Senina translated. Wait, let me just read the. Especially Mandarin or Cantonese, since it's so heavily pronunciation based, it's super respectable when other people learn one and use it well. Yeah, see, that's exactly the thing. Because, and thank you for the hit pad. And that is especially true because I feel like for people who kind of grew up learning Chinese, we don't really think twice about like pronunciation and stuff like that. Like, sure, definitely learning another language is hard. But I think what surprised me the most was when I saw many foreigners saying that Chinese is one of the most difficult languages to learn. And personally, as a somewhat like sub native speaker, I was very surprised because I had no idea that that was the case. Because I was like, oh, it's the hardest language, like one of the hardest languages. So yeah, I guess it really puts in like perspective about like how something that may seem so kind of natural to us was actually so like difficult for other people. So I I thought that was like, huh, I was like, I didn't know this. Yeah, so that was really insightful. And I think like, I don't know, it really don't occur to you until other people kind of share with you that that is the case. So I'm just like, oh damn, I see. Yeah, so I always really admired people who kind of learned Chinese like on their own, or like they actually have an interest in Chinese and like started learning it on their own. Because I guess for a lot of Chinese Singaporeans it's super relatable, but we we were always in a position where we were kind of forced to learn our mother tongue. And a lot of the time, these like language lessons were very catered to exams. And so it really took the fun out of learning a language, and it was really just about like grades. You were kind of being drilled, like Chinese was drilled into you as a like means of, I guess, staying afloat in the education system. It's like you have to learn this and this and this because it will come out in your exams, or you have to learn like this and that and this and that. You have to write in a certain way to like get the most marks, and like the immense pressure of like having to learn like that really took the fun out of learning. So that's why a lot of us really grow up like regretting it a lot, that we couldn't like speak Chinese as well as we wanted to, and that's kind of sad. I wish schools would make, I guess, language, like I wish schools didn't take the fun out of learning language, because like language is all about communication and, you know, like kind of connecting with other people. But if like you're just a small kid and it's just being drilled into you that you have to learn this purely because of exam, or if you don't learn this, or if you don't pass your Chinese exam, then like you'll get like super bad grades, and like the pressure was intense. So yeah, like it's really, I guess, like humbling to learn that people actually put in so much effort into learning like Chinese. I mean, as a Chinese myself, I feel like wow, like that's like, I don't really think admirable is the word, but it was just like wow, like these people actually are learning Chinese and they can speak it so well, like even better than me. And like to learn that, you know, like they have such an interest in it, it's like damn. Yeah, that's how I felt taking Spanish in school. I didn't learn anything because I never used it outside of that classroom. Especially taught us, since they taught us a very stiff way of speaking in Spanish. Yeah, yeah. So everything that was taught, I mean, not really everything to be fair, but for the most part, I guess all the academics were kind of drilled into us. It was really just for passing, and I guess in a way I was lucky because like I still can use Chinese with my family, which is great. But yeah, so I guess that's why you never really forget. But when trying to kind of use it outside of talking to your family or just using it for like mundane daily things, it really kind of puts you in place that like how lacking your like my Chinese skills are. So I'm just like wow. And it was really sad. I felt it wasn't really anger, but I just really wish that the education system didn't make learning Chinese such a traumatic thing. Because like we had to go for like after school classes for Chinese, like, and it was like it felt like a prison school where like you just like were force fed, and like you had to learn this and you had to memorize like so many like different like idioms or like phrases or like words, and everything at the end of the day, like you ask yourself like what was all this for? Like why were you teaching me all this for in such a like stressful way? And it was just for the exams. It was never about like learning a new language. So like I hated Chinese as a subject in school so much. It was so awful, like especially near like the big exams. Like I had like after school classes like on the daily, and they were giving us like such like hard papers. And okay, here's also a thing, like, okay, today's just chatting will be more about the Singaporean education system. But so like we have something called the GCEO levels, right? I'm not sure whether maybe some of you guys have heard it. It's the Cambridge GCEO levels, and the thing is they would give us practice papers that were so unnecessarily hard, like so unnecessarily hard, and so like it was so hard, and then you would feel so scared and so like stressed out because you couldn't do it because the paper was way out of like your standard, and like there was no way you could like do it anyways, kind of like there was just no way, like there was no way you could do it. And like it was just like unnecessarily like stressed out, and then you would like kind of think that like that's the standard, which is completely bogus. That was not the standard at all, and it was just so bad. And then like so you would like study in school, you would have after class um school, and then at home you would have to like revise and like study, and it was like the most awful time. And I was in middle school, okay. I was in middle school, and so like it got so bad to the point. I remember there was one time like I after coming back from like the usual like after school like Chinese classes, I like we were about to go home, like my mom like fetched me home from school, and then I just kind of like stopped in front of my house, and then I remember so clearly, like I turned around. I didn't really turn around, like I just kind of like looked at my mom from my side view, and I just said to her like in a very very soft voice, I was like, can we go somewhere else? Like I didn't want to go home because I knew that if I had to go home I would have to like revise and study again. And like I was like honestly tearing up at that time. I was like, Mom, like can we like can I don't go home? Can you like just take me like somewhere, like to a mall or something, so that I could like walk around or something like that. Like I don't want to go home. And like that was like I think yeah, that was the year that I was going to take the O levels. Oh, thank you for the hit pad. Yes, but luckily I'm out of the education system. But I don't know how I survived, honestly. It was bad. Thank you for the hit pad. Yeah, so I mean she did. I guess it helped. I mean it was only like that one outing, but I guess it was just like how I guess harsh the system is, that like kids have to kind of become like that. And like yeah, it was just I feel really bad for like kids who are still in this system. Yeah, so I'm like even now like just becoming I guess older and kind of looking at, because of the internet, like you look at like anything, like maybe like Chinese culture or like tradition, and you see like about like the traditional clothing, and everything is so beautiful, and you're just like, oh, like I am of the same blood, huh? But then you also feel so disconnected by it, because like if only like language lessons taught us more about culture and stuff like that, I think it would be a lot more beneficial for like kids. Because like now, like as an adult, then you look back and you're like, if only like they had taught in like in a more fun way, you wouldn't have kind of formed a like I don't know, a dislike, I guess, for your own culture, which is really sad. And I'm definitely not the only one that thinks like that. I feel like most of my friends think like that. It's like I can't. can't speak Chinese like that properly, and like I'm so like out of tune with like my culture and all that, and then so a lot of it is just like, oh, how I wish that, you know, I could kind of reconnect. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad. So that's why like I kind of course like I'm not from like America, but or like other countries where like I mean similar situations, how like Asian Americans kind of like are out of tune, or they feel like they're out of tune with like their culture because they're just surrounded by, or like they never grew up in that environment. So like I relate to them. Oh, and also like FYI, like Singapore, for the most part, personally I feel like um I'm third generation Singapore. So other than the native people who were like, I believe Malay, correct me if I'm wrong by the way, I'm not trying to spread like wrong wrong info, but the Malayu people were like the natives because they were like kind of neighboring Singapore. So Chinese Singaporeans, even though we are many and we're kind of the majority of the population, a lot of us were honestly immigrants too. So it's either like their grandparents or their great grandparents like came from China and settled down in Singapore, and then after that they would yeah, so they just continued their life here. And that's why us as like grandchildren are like second or third generation or fourth generation Singaporean. So that's how we kind of refer to it. Yeah. So from the time that the first generation was born in Singapore, then you count. So like that's the first generation, and then you go down and go down. Yeah. So that's kind of how we count it in Singapore. Yeah. So I feel like that's why like even Singaporean Chinese were quite far away from our culture. I feel like world culture as a class would be great. Of course. Like I feel like cultural classes in general are so important, and kind of sad, I guess, that people don't really have the opportunity to do that. Or like even like I don't know, I guess just like reconnect or like understand their own culture better. I feel like it's very very important, especially if you are kind of like away from it. Like in modern society, a lot of times like everybody's traditional culture has kind of been like forgotten because everything is so modern. But I guess in a way, because everything is so modern, it's quite bland, I feel. Like, you know, like with the lack of like traditional costumes and all that, I feel like where when did we stop wearing traditional costumes? You know, like we only wear traditional costumes on like special occasions and stuff like that. And I'm just like, why did we stop anyways? Not gonna lie. So it's quite sad, I feel. Oh yeah, that's why subtle announcement, but like that's why if anime Sanshroomy were to debut one day, you would definitely be seeing a lot of Chinese elements in her clothing. Yeah, so I'm gonna put in the extra effort to kind of add a little more, I guess, like interesting, I guess, unique elements that are kind of tied back to who am I guess, as a person. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot of like Chinese elements in her costume, which I'm looking forward to. Not anytime soon, of course, because still have to, like, I'm still kind of in the brainstorming stage for her outfit, and then oh wait, I should probably craft. But yeah, so like oh no no no. What was I saying? Yeah. What was I saying? Okay, I was saying something. Okay, never mind. When I remember what I was saying, I will say it again. But yes. Anyways. Here in the US, our population is made up of so many different people from so many different places. And so many different generation mixes. It feels like we should really have more teachings of the stretches of where we've come from to gain understanding. Definitely. Definitely. I think that is very, very, very important. Super important. For Singapore, I feel like we are actually more similar to the US. Which is funny because in Singapore also we have a lot of different races. A lot of different races. And okay, for the most part, they are not immigrants. They are more like expats who chose to settle down. So I feel like that's different, but still we're just filled with a lot of different cultures too. That's why like you hear a lot of like different like languages here in Singapore. But it's the same thing. Like even though we have been kind of living with so many different people, we don't really know each other's culture nor our own culture. So there is really no understanding. And unfortunately, it's very sad, but there have been a lot of discrimination, I guess, against different races and stuff like that, which I'm always very disappointed in. But it does happen, and it's a pity. I wish that it would stop happening. But I also feel like it's a lack of understanding of like different cultures, right? Why have we stopped? Why have we stopped them kind of, I guess, introducing or like, I don't know. It's just kind of sad how the traditional stuff have kind of like washed away. Yeah, that's a shame to hear, right? It really makes you think. But I'm also glad, I guess, that I feel like a lot of young people are trying to kind of revive their culture, which I also think is great. But I feel like this should be kind of a countrywide effort if they want to like reach many more people. Yeah. And like hopping back to like the whole language thing, it's like it's great that like we have interests in like different languages, but if there's no one to practice with or there's no immersion, there's really so much you can progress, which is also once again a pity. I think most people in Singapore are here to hustle and survive. Yeah, Singapore is a rat race, and that's something that, as much as it hurts to admit, it's true. It's really true. In Singapore, it's a rat race where you're always constantly trying to, I guess, outclass the other person, because like we all are just here to like make a living and survive, I guess. But I don't know. The work-life balance is pretty bad. I don't know how to phrase it. It doesn't feel like we have any work-life balance at all. And it's just sad. Just super sad. But yeah, even in the education system, it was already a rat race. So like, I'm pretty sure that it's even worse in the working world. But yeah, it was bad enough already for the kids who are just trying to get an education. But exams and stuff are kind of like pitting kids against each other, and everybody's just trying to like get an A in the exam. But like at this point, I don't really know what kids are studying for anymore. So it's a pity. It's very sad. I can feel that. Yeah, it's just oof. You ever get those moments where you just kind of sit down and like think about life in general, and a lot of things that may not have hit you at first suddenly hit you about anything really. And I guess it hasn't hit you because you were just so busy trying to survive that when you just sit down and kind of have a little reflection by yourself, you're just like, oh, there are a lot of things that are a bit sussy. That kind of explains why like everybody's just having a hard time. That's not good. But yeah, it's quite sad, and that's why I'm always very apprehensive about working. Not that I have a full-time job, but when I eventually have to have a full-time job, it's very, I don't really know. In general, I don't I don't want a career, not gonna lie. I don't want a career. I just want to move to the countryside and farm, take care of some cows, some sheep, some chickens, you know. Have a horse, milk the cows. I genuinely don't want to have a career. Especially over here, I'm quite scared of getting a career here because it already gives the vibes that you will definitely be selling your soul to the devil. So it's rather oof. As someone who recently had to leave their retail job after being injured from over extortion. Oh no, I hope you're feeling better. That sucks. Take it from me. Try not to take your full-time job too seriously. Your health is more important. Definitely. Definitely. And it blows my mind how so many people are not doing that. It really does concern me. And it's so sad. Alright, let me link this topic to like more about my experience in art school. Yeah, because this statement by Squashy is exactly why I had like 110 like shivers down my back regarding art school. I'm fine now, don't worry. I'm glad, and I really hope that you are, you know, taking it easy and taking care of yourself. And I hope for everybody, please take it easy. We are in a panoramic right now. We are in a paragraph right now. Don't overdo it, man. It's you guys are already doing great just being here, honestly. By just like staying here and still like standing, or you can sit down. Honestly, I'm sitting. I think okay, we know we don't need to be standing. Just by sitting down. And when 2021 is behind us, we are still here. I think you should just give yourself a pat on the back just by doing that. Yes. So let me just go tell you guys a story. I'm not sure how much of it I have said before, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's content. So art school, right? Art school. And Sanshroomy has graduated from art school, and I pretty much I am planning to go to university next year. And I was so the timeline is I graduated in about April, May, which is exactly the time that I started streaming. So for like maybe the first few months, I was pretty convinced that I would be continuing like my art education in university, like get a degree in like fine arts or like something, something. Yeah, so I didn't doubt it at all. I was like, yeah, I mean, 3 years in art school, like, and I got a diploma, might as well continue and get a degree, work in the art industry, and just be hashtag happy. And I think this whole gap year has made me realize, and I was like suffering from a burnout, still am though. Um, And at first I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Nothing is wrong. I just that this was after I graduated. I had such a bad burnout. I was just telling myself, it's fine, Sanshroomy, it's fine, just like use this gap year to like take a break, and like kind of like rekindle your like artistic talents, and like so that you can like start off university with a bang, like art school university. Let's go. Oh boy, I can't tell you enough how wrong I was. I was the wrongest of wrong. And personally, I'm okay to be wrong, but but that hurt, okay? That hurt. And I was like, so fast forward for like, I don't know, about 6 months plus. Even until now, like for the whole time, I was so I don't even know how to begin describing to you what it feels like to be scared to pick up a pen to draw. Like I really don't know how to put it in like a description to like make you kind of understand what it feels like to be like in your mind like I have to draw, or like let's sketch something. It could be as casual as let's sketch something. But I could not I could not pick up the pen to draw. I was scared of picking up the pen to draw. I don't know how to describe that feeling. But like you can't pick up the pen to draw, and it's kind of like there's like this like weird anxiety. And so like that kind of happened, and at first I was like, it's fine, maybe like I was I just need a break, like I just need to rest more. So like I just kept telling myself I just need to rest more, like surely I will get out of this burnout. And then go to art school, continue art school. And then after that, um fast forward now, I'm still like, you know what, it'll be fine. Of course I have improved, I guess, and I have been able to draw even for a bit, but I found it a lot easier to draw stuff for Sanshroomy. Like it gave me more reason to draw for like my streaming stuff, be it like assets or emotes, rather than to draw for myself, like personal art, which is very important. It's very, very important um to be able to have a personal portfolio for an art career, which I was not doing at all. And along with the added pressure that like you are going to art school anyways, and you are going to do this as a career anyways, so that just kind of kept piling up and piling up. So I don't know, it's kind of like having sleep paralysis when you're awake, but the paralysis is you can't draw, or nothing that you draw, like you don't even know what you want to draw. So like it's just like a nothingness, like you don't even know why you're drawing anymore, and you just, yeah. So I had to force myself to sit down and ask myself like, are you sure you're going to continue art school for the next 4 years? This was a 4 years degree program. So I had to sit down and ask myself, like, are you going to continue this for 4 years in art and get a career in art and do this for like a decade? Like, are you okay with doing this, especially when you are like this, like right now? Yeah, so that kind of I had to force myself to sit down because I was like, wait. Like, you're going, like, applications are soon. Like, are you okay? Like, are you sure you're going to, are you going to be able to do this for like a decade or like almost half of your life? So yeah, that kind of like slapped me awake. I guess that maybe I don't want to do art school anymore. I don't have it to that extent, but definitely can't draw unless it's for fun, right? And it's just the overthinking and the very, oh no, I got Brocolo. Wait, Brocolo's ugly. Brocolo's kind of ugly, but it's okay. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry I had to pause to burn Brocolo. But yeah, so I had to kind of, and it's the expectation that like um because in art school they ask you a lot, like, what are you drawing for, you know, what do you want to express through your drawings, what are you trying to tell through your drawings? And oh god, the flashbacks. And yeah, sorry, I was drinking water. So that's kind of what they tell you all the time. And for people who watch Blue Period, you may also get what I'm saying. But yeah, so they were always like, what are you drawing for? What do you want to say through your art? What does your art mean? No, what are you trying to, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to convey? And then sometimes I'm like, I just want to I just want to draw a big titty anime girl. Like, I don't want to say anything. Not that I draw a big titty anime girl. But like sometimes you just want to hit empty. Like I just want to draw a I just want to draw like big badonkadongs. Like I'm not trying to convey anything. Like what am I trying to convey? That her titties are big? Like like it doesn't have to mean anything, right? But no, they're like, no, what are you trying to convey? Like your art has to like speak to the people. Like, where is your own voice? I'm just like, my own voice is big anime titty. So like yeah, so that was the first thing that kind of shook me awake. I'm like, oh no, oh no, I don't have any meaning to my drawings. I don't really have anything to say. Like, I'm just trying to convey the booba. Exactly, I'm just trying to convey the booba. Like, I just look at the roundness of her boobies. Like, what else do you want me to what else do you want me to say? Yeah, so oh my god, it was drilled into us for like, it was drilled into us for like 3 years. Shindari. I just arrived and did I hear Booba? Oh no, we really be catching each other's streams at the weirdest moments. Well, welcome, sit back and enjoy your stay. Currently, we are kind of talking about my experience in art school. So you may or may not find that interesting because I remember that we were kind of talking about art on your stream too. Yeah, so I'm just kind of sharing like my feelings towards like art school and how I don't really want art as my career. Yes. Hi there, hello, and I hope you're doing okay. Okay, wait, let me scroll up and catch up with the chat first. I was thinking maybe I could do something art related, but not the same thing as what I like to do as a job and then doing my own stuff on the side. Yeah, exactly, me too. Also, I thought. But then seeing the lack of work-life balance here, I'm like dreading life a lot. Exactly. I can understand where you're coming from. It's important to self-assess and prioritize what makes you feel fulfilled in life. That's right. Haha, clip. Just people are just gonna like, why is this small chibi talking about big anime TDs? But yeah, so it was like sometimes I just want to draw whatever. Like I just want to draw a girl in a hat. It doesn't mean anything. I just want to draw a girl in a hat. But it hurt a lot because all these mindless doodles in the eyes of art school are not important and do not mean anything, cannot be used in your portfolio. You need to make something with meaning to actually be able to put it on your portfolio. And okay, I understand this by the way, but for you guys who were curious, no, fan art is not portfolio. You cannot put fan art in your portfolio. It depends, but most of the time fan art would be like drawing like your favorite anime character. You cannot use that as your portfolio. Everything has to be original in one way or another. So like those like super like talented fan artists that can draw like anime characters really well, no, you can't use that for your portfolio. It doesn't work that way. Everything has to kind of portray something, has to express your inner voice. Oh my god. I get so angry when I hear the word inner voice. Yeah. Oh, everything has to be original, everything has to be unique. What speaks to you? Yeah, so that thing was constantly drilled into us. And yeah, so it was stressful. I molded a lot of times. And yeah, even in school itself, you already had no work-life balance. Like you were just constantly trying to catch up with all your assignments, and you were just trying to make ends meet. Essentially, in art school, you were just trying to make ends meet. You're just trying to finish your assignments. Yeah, you were trying to sprinkle a bit of your voice in your assignments, but then like you also don't want a portfolio full of nothing but your class assignments, right? So on top of assignments and just like in general trying to hang in there, you have to like create original art, and like your art piece must have like a meaning to it. And like it was stressful. Like it was so stressful, and then it kind of leaked into after I graduated. I still had the same mentality, and it became so stressful to draw, because it was like every time I had to draw something, it had to mean something. I had to draw something that had a concept. Like I couldn't just sit down and draw like my favorite like anime characters. Like, what are you trying to draw with this art piece? Like, does it have meaning? If it doesn't have meaning, then why are you drawing it? Like so that kind of like ate into me throughout the entire time I graduated. It was like whenever I had to sit down, I had to think of a concept, I had to think of a piece, like what is this trying to say? Like what's the motive? Like, oh, what's the pose, the composition? Everything just came crashing down. So what happened in the end, I didn't draw shit. I didn't draw shit because I could not function after the sheer overload of like overthinking and trying to create something rather than just like enjoying it. So like, and the thing about an art career is there are different types of people, right? And I'm not saying that um people can't thrive in art school. People genuinely can thrive in art school, and some people do it well. I guess it's just that some people are different. And but being surrounded by super like work machine people who like even in their free time they draw, when they're eating they draw, like they live and breathe drawing, it made you feel like you were an imposter. I spoke briefly about it in one of my art streams. Like you get imposter syndrome. You feel like a fake in art school, because like I loved art, but I didn't necessarily have like the drive and power, you know. I did not stay hungry, nor did I devour. Yeah, so it was like you have to do all of that, and you felt like you couldn't catch up with any of your classmates at all, because everyone was just like hustling, like, oh, look at this like sketch I did, and like it tells you about like the meaning of life. Then you're just like, what? Yeah, so it was shocking. And yeah, so you start to question yourself a lot. Like, is it okay to be here? Like, is it okay that I am here? Should I just leave? Like, because I don't feel like I belong here because everybody's so motivated while I'm just here like struggling. And yeah. So that does a number on you. Or like a lot. And yeah, so that also made me kind of question like, do I want to be in this industry where I will continue to have to be forced to create like, okay, I'm sorry, I take it back. Brocolo's not ugly. I'm so sorry. Apologies to Brocolo, by the way. He's not ugly, he's cute. But yeah, so it's like, do I want to be in the art industry where ideas have to constantly be pumped out? You have to be innovative, you have to be inspirational. What's the new idea? Like, you can't think of things that have already been thought of before. Like, what's the new kids movie? Like, you can't like, you have to think of something that's never been done before. Like, and even when you reference some stuff, like, it still has to be like new, or like people would be like, oh, this looks like XXX anime, you know, that kind of thing. Oh my god. Yeah, so I'm just like, do I really want to be in a career like that? Because I'm I'm hashtag not like the other girls. I don't have drive nor power to kind of live, breathe, and eat drawing. Of course, I still love it, but if you were to compare me to those people, I'm not that person. So, like, yeah, wait, let me just hydrate for a moment. Oh, we have a lot to talk about today. Yeah, so street lamp. Oh, thank you. Okay, wait, let me catch up with the chat for a bit. We'll be going off in like many tangents today, so sit tight. This is a wild ride. I love Animal Crossing because Animal Crossing really opens your third eye. As you are mindlessly shaking trees and getting stung by wasps, it is opening your third eye, and suddenly you have all the content to share with everyone on stream. Okay, I used to be really critical on myself for not being able to draw well, but then I found an artist on Twitter who helped me realize art is only as meaningful as we feel it is. I still see her comics and smile from time to time. Oh, you could, if you don't mind, would you mind sharing who is that artist on Twitter? I think a lot of people would be happy to see her work too. That must have been really rough, San. I can't imagine how draining it was. Oh man. It was so sad. It was so sad, and I was yeah, it was rough. Like, I'm able to smile now because I'm out of that I'm out. But yeah, you had like existential crises on the daily. Oh, her name is Sarah, and so, oh, thank you for sharing. I will check her out. Biggest thing for art to me is that art conveys what the artist's feelings or conveys the artist's feelings and energy, but what the viewer takes away without having been told that context is that is important, right? And no matter how much I feel, no matter how much feeling or meaning you put into an artwork, you know, like you feel that piece of artwork with like, oh, this means this and this means that. But sometimes you could have a viewer look at it and take away nothing. They could just think that, oh, is this some kind of random doodle that they did? It's entirely possible. So I feel like the whole what is your voice thing is kind of questionable, because you can put a lot of meaning into your artwork, but sometimes people may find that your random drawing of Booba means a lot more to them than than anything else, right? Side eyes at Twitter, right? Right? Don't we all love Booba on our timeline with like, and I'll put it very bluntly, but we keep saying that originality is good and all that, but what frustrates me a lot is, isn't fan art still getting a lot more traction than original art anyways? So I feel like it's super super unfair for artists because they're trying their best to put out their original art, and they get like, maybe if with luck they get like 100 likes or something. So in this creative industry where people are so hungry for new ideas, but where's the support for these artists who are putting out original and creative ideas compared to a 10k like and like a few thousand retweets of a fan art of some anime character? So where is the support system for originality on social media? Like people talk so much about like, I want original ideas, and then but some person, not that it's bad, but it's a sad truth that people don't talk enough about, is that yeah, I can give you originality, but it will never compare to the fan art that I drew. So there is no like profit, I guess. Profit as in like in terms of traction. So it's like, that's super unfair for artists on social media who can be doing nothing but original art, but nobody will look at their work because people would much rather look at anime girls, you know? Which is very, very, very sad. Her art style and clear joy she draws with kind of helped that line of thinking sink in my head. Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's like a breath of fresh air. Like I'm getting like my oxygen supply when I see people who draw with that kind of joy or carry that kind of attitude, and I really appreciate them. Fan art gains following till a point where you've got a following of people stick around for originals, right? But even in then, like, you can definitely see the difference in traction. Like even for a super popular artist, like there's still like a very sheer difference between their fan art on the same account and their original art, which I still find a pity. But yeah, it's just frustrating that people are not like supporting originality even though they say they want it. But they're not like quote unquote paying for it anyways. Which is very, very discouraging. Why I'm loving VTubing so much. So much love for OC work than fan arts specifically. Yes, like VTubing is a very interesting way to see how people express themselves through their characters and through like their I don't know, like story, character, like personality and things like that. And I feel like it's quite unique to the VTuber community, where people are more willing to actively seek out new VTubers. Because like VTubing is kind of 100% original anyways, because like you have to make the character anyways, because you can't take a model of like an existing anime character and stream, because that's just copyright, which is really, really nice. But also yet again, there's always like a good and bad about VTubing, which mainly pertains to VTuber drama on Twitter. And I feel like while a lot of people still manage to enjoy VTubing as is. I feel like it's very sad how people are constantly pressured to, like, if you want to grow, you know, the whole social media thing, like, oh, if you want to grow, you have to like make content, which is why VTubing, while I do love it a lot, it reminds me of art school too. Because there's always, like, you know, like advice videos on like how to grow with VTubing. It's like, make original content. Oh, the moment I hear the word original, like, I get angry again. Because I have not recovered from art school. But of course, that's if you want a different, I guess, path in VTubing and you actually want to try to make it a career. Oh, I plugged the mom. I'm so sorry. Yeah, then the whole like, do you want to get noticed by people? Do you want to grow a following? You have to make original content. Like, show yourself to the world. Show your own voice to the world. And I'm just like... Yeah, so, yeah, I feel like, people don't talk about this more often. And, like, I'm like, the humble mushroom fairy may be so bold as to even say that, like, it's very irritating. It's like irritating to hear people be like, oh, how did I grow so big? Like, just make my own content, you know, just keep on putting myself out. You know, I just keep on like displaying like my own voice. I'm just like, you're not wrong, but there's a lot more behind it than purely just putting yourself out there. I don't know. I feel like people fail to realize that social media is a lot about algorithm and like social media, like analytics, digital marketing, like all those skills also have a big part of how people gain traction, and I feel like it's not talked about enough. Which is why, like, it's quite, I guess, sad that small streamers who want to grow. Personally, for me, growth isn't really that, it's not like on top of my list. Like, because to me it doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. Like, I just want to have a good time with everybody. So like, growth is like, sure, if I grow, fine, but if I don't, that really doesn't matter to me. Like, and I spoke a little bit about it before, but like, as long as I'm able to have a good time and kind of provide a chill and cozy environment, like, I don't care if I have 100 or like 100k, it really doesn't matter to me. But I feel like for people who are serious about growing, I feel very sad for them that people just kind of chuck the whole make content, put yourself out there, and then I'm just like, oh, that's not all that is, especially on social media. It takes a lot more than that. You have to understand the algorithm. You have to understand like you have to look at like engagement and stuff, you know, like, and it's just like a business. You can't just willy-nilly like put out content, and plus no matter how much you put out content, if there's no one to kind of advertise and help you spread like your content, nobody's gonna know who you are. So it's quite interesting to kind of like a statement that I agree with a lot is like, this so-called luck is preparation meets opportunity. And I agree with this statement quite a lot. Preparation meets opportunity is the so-called luck that helps you to become viral, that helps you to become a bit more successful. So, but unfortunately, how often do you have an opportunity? Anyways, you could be as prepared as you can be, but if the opportunity doesn't come, you still don't. You don't. I like to phrase it as in, you don't ride on the waves of social media. You are not on the waves of the algorithm, so people won't notice you anyways. So yeah, and I feel like more people have to kind of understand that. Like, yes, hard work is super, super important, but without the help of algorithm and without catching the waves of virality, you you don't get big. And I feel like a lot of people are, it's a hard pill to swallow for them, which is oof. Oh, I look like an old man. Beautiful. I love this. I feel you. Yeah, right. Creative machine is a term I hear thrown a lot in the YouTube sphere. I have heard of it too. Mission accomplished on the front of keeping things nice and chill. And thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, I just want to, I don't know. I appreciate it when people are just kind of like, as long as you can chill, then I am happy. Yeah. Guess when it comes to streaming, I feel like sometimes it's also like drawing. I feel where sometimes the most important thing is intent. Do we want to grow, enjoy, or go tribal? Right. But just like you mentioned, definitely when it comes to streaming, it's not simply put out content. Right. I feel like a lot of it is like the advice gets cut off halfway, you know? So like what they're saying is true, yes. But also it's like they're not completing the sentence. They're not completing the sentence. So the advice that they're putting out there can only help like people who start up so far, because there is a lot more digital marketing and business strategy and planning and like analytics and all that. Like it's actually a business, and people kind of play it off sometimes. This is a hot take, by the way. This is a hot take. This is the kind of take that people might people might rip my head off if I say it, but I'm gonna say it anyways. But a lot of times I feel like big streamers, even though they give advice, nobody is going to truly share with you all the secrets of their business. It's like the food business. Nobody is going to give you the exact ingredients to their secret sauce. So while they may be trying to give advice with good intention, nobody's really going to tell you how they make it big. There's a lot of business analytics that are behind all of this that takes time to kind of hit it. But yeah, nobody's truly going to be like, here is the secret recipe for my sauce. Just use it, you know, just take it. Nobody's gonna be like that. So yeah, it's just like a business, exactly. It's just like a business, which is not a bad thing. But I feel like it's not good to tell young people, especially young people who are starting up, that it's just like, just be creative, just put out your content, you'll be fine, you know, you'll be fine, like you get traction, like people will notice you someday. Just gotta continuously just keep at it, you know. People are going to burn out. Young people are going to burn out before they even get anywhere, because they think that all there is to it is just, you just have to keep on pumping out content. That's why people get so burnt out. It's the same as art school. You keep telling kids in art school to, where is your voice? Where is your voice? What are you trying to convey with your art? You have to keep on making original art, you know? You have to keep on finding your own voice, you know? I'm just like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You are jeopardizing the future of these young people. That's why young people are so stressed nowadays. I feel so bad for them. Yeah. I view streaming like people are playing games, sharing a couch with everyone in chat. If the atmosphere is tense or forced feeling, well, that's not a couch I'd enjoy sitting on, if that makes sense. Exactly. That is very true. When it comes to streaming, I feel like there's also 3 stages: awareness, consideration, retention. Where I feel like some people tend to focus on the consideration part, yet forget about the awareness part, right? Like, if you want to grow, like, of course, you know, you can do all that, but I mean, ultimately, if you just want to enjoy, then you can like yeet all of this out of the window. But ultimately, like, you can't blame people for wanting to grow, because how I see it, right? Personally, how I see it is like I am like I'm super happy with like the community I found for myself, and like that will never change. But also, like, there's nothing wrong with me wanting to grow big. Why? Because if I grow big, it means that I have more audience, and that means that I can spread this chill and cozy atmosphere to more people, so more people can relax, you know? So like, would it be a lie if I said that I don't want to grow big? Yes, but is that something that is my priority? No. Because no matter what, as long as I'm able to make one person's day more relaxed or chill, then essentially I have achieved my mission. But on the same hand, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be big. Like, hey, if I can make like 100 people's day more relaxing, why not? But am I going to stress myself out by growing big and, you know, having to analyze all this, like, social media? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Like how am I gonna grow big? No, I'm not gonna do that to myself. So yeah. So that's kind of what I mean by growth is not important to me. But if growth equals to I can make a lot of people's lives more chill and cozy, do I want to grow big? Hell yeah. Of course I do. But I'm not going to stress myself out on it. Like, I have enough on my plate. And I have a very small plate. Yeah. I'm happy I found my way here for sure, as unexpected as it was. Yes, and I'm very happy that you kind of you really just stumbled in. And I'm really glad that you stayed, Squashy. Yeah, super happy to have found you as well, Stan. Always appreciate the cozy vibes here. Yes, I am. I am very, very happy because I remember that I found Shindari in particular because Rofu raided Shindari. So I'm very grateful. That was like the meeting of, that was like uh I only know how to, oh, it's called fate. I was about to hit y'all with something in Chinese again. In Chinese it's called 命运. 命运, which is kind of like destiny, you know, the red string, like fate. Yeah. That's why raids are super important. This fairy ring is super cozy. That's right. That's why I'm really happy with this fairy ring, and I hope that I can keep up the chill and cozy vibes. Yes. But yeah, really, I feel like sometimes fate really has just brought people to like find people. Which is, oh, what a cute suit. I'm gonna order this. Yeah, which is super, super important. So I feel like to like young streamers especially who are worried that, like, am I not doing something right, or like, am I doing the wrong content? Like, honestly, I just want to say to them, stop worrying about whether your content is right or wrong. Honestly, just do whatever you want. I feel like I would personally advise people never get into streaming with wanting to grow big, because it's the same thing as hashtag art school. It will completely ruin your love for streaming. or drawing. And you will have to take more time to recover from the burnout, to like rediscover your love for whatever love you have, and it would be very, very sad. So please don't do that to yourself. It was like 3 a.m. that night, and I was looking for just background noise to fall asleep to. But then I got compelled to type in chat and haven't regretted it. Yes, and I'm so happy. I'm really so like, it blows my mind personally, because I don't really watch Twitch that often. Like I don't like, for me, I mainly discover people through raids. Because I actually have a really bad attention span. So I can't really like I don't know, like dig. I'm not like a mole. I'm not like, where's the stream? Usually someone has to like yeet me, like, you know, like crush me in a ball and be like, yay, you're going to that raid. And then that's how I find people usually. So I'm really thankful for people. Like, it blows my mind, really. It blows my mind, like, how do y'all find me? Like, how do y'all find like a humble mushroom fairy in, like I said before, like the gigantic forest of Twitch? You know, it's like walking in a forest and suddenly you just look and you're like, hey, a mushroom, you know? Just like, how do y'all do it? I seriously don't know, because I'm bad with doing that kind of thing. That's so cute, me sleeping on Sanshroomy. Yeah, girl. Girl, you literally, girl, you literally sleeping on my stream, which I'm glad. I'm glad that you managed to take a good nap on my stream. I usually only watch friends' streams to stay in contact, so it was super random for me to tune in at all. Right? Cause same. Same. Giant head, easy to see in thumbnail. Oh, Jeebus Bryce. Okay, that is true though. That is true. I have realized that I have a really big head, which is very, very funny to me. So I guess it was a good thing that I have a really big, that's right, big brain. Which is so funny. It's honestly, it's like funnier the more you think about it. That you're like, oh, how did you find this VTuber? Oh, this VTuber has a very large head. And then they're just like, huh? Like, look at the size of this VTuber's head. Like, look at her head. Like, she's half head, half body. I'm all head, big brain with a big red circle around it. Right. Like, I'm just like, damn. Damn. Like, I'm glad that my head is so big. Like, okay, but the sad thing is, like, sometimes, you know, like those VTuber trends, like the PNGs of like the hands and all that. Like, I can't partake in it because it's stupid. I don't even have proper hands. Like like the good thing about having an anime model is that you have anime hands, and all these interactive like VTuber assets are all catering to like people with hands. I don't have hands. I have mittens. I don't even have 4 fingers. I have like a thumb, and like the rest of my 4 fingers are like, it's essentially, I'm built like an Animal Crossing character. So I cannot partake. I'll try it later. Like, just watch out for my Twitter later. I'll show you how stupid I look. Like, and you will finally understand what I mean. But I cannot partake in trends like that because I just look stupid. Don't have fingers. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the redeem. All right, let's switch to the other costume for 20 minutes. Let me just set up my alarm. But yeah, so I'm just like, that's why I draw my little doodle avatars with nub hands. Oh, thank you for the hit, Pat, and thank you for the sandry. But literally, I have nubs for fingers. I have mittens. So that's kind of why I don't. Just watching all these people like hopping on like the bandwagon, and I'm just there like, I have no hands. Wait, let me. Hello. Wait. Hello? Wait. Oh. Okay, nice. Let me put my head bigger. Because big head is good for discoverability. Look at the size of that head. Alright, and the hat makes it even worse. I'm like, actually... Is it? Okay. Wait, it's kind of... Okay, let me start the timer. Yes, okay, finally I can sand rate. Alright. Very nice. Oh, wait, no, I'm so stupid. I closed the timer. Wait. But yeah, so like, all in all, would encourage people, please don't. Like, if you have the drive and the power, by all means, you can like kind of start streaming with wanting to make it big. You know, maybe it's like your big project. You know. Oh, I need a wooden wardrobe. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, Tom. No, wasn't paying attention to you at all. Yeah, like if you want to try to kind of, it's kind of like a little business endeavor, then I would say go ahead. But if you have absolutely no energy for that, my advice to you is sit down. Sit down, chillax. Oh yeah, and also like I find it like quite a pity when like you know you hear often that people are scared to start streaming. And my response to that is no, please never do that. Okay, never ever do that. Like please just start streaming no matter what. Like there should be nothing in your way of like starting to stream. Like don't like why? Like you are just at the door. Like never ever like not stream at all. Like if you have an interest in streaming, like just get your overlay done. Just get your PNG done and just start. Like oh my god, like never ever kind of shoot your own leg like that. And be like, I'm scared to start streaming. No, please don't do that. I'm currently on my knees begging you. Do not do that. No. No, don't do that at all. Yeah, and honestly that worries me a lot because I know that a lot of people do that and I'm like, no. Yeah, so please never. Oh, no. The conclusion is no. Gonna have to learn now. Sorry, my English is need to go back to work. Good luck for work. Thank you for sharing your stories. No problem, and have a good lurk. And good luck with work. That rhymes. Yes, but thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you had fun. Yes, take care, Shindari. Take care and have a great stream set. Yes. Oh yeah, and since might as well because Shindari has recently been streaming a lot of art, so please, he aware which were his streams are equally cozy and chill. So if you like that kind of thing, please give him a follow too. The limits of my English abilities are slowly going away. But yes, please give Shin a follow too. And good luck for Jesus Blathers. Thank you, Rasha, no problem. Okay, let me take a big sip. I'm starting to wither away. But yeah, in conclusion, in regards to streaming, if you are too scared to start, I would say, no, just start streaming, please. Like if you are like afraid of like for example, like you never make it big one day, like okay, sure, you know, you can take some time to worry about that, but if you never start, like you no, you are not gonna get anywhere at all. So please, 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 if you have like just like make do with what you have, as long as you have like a mic or something. Please at least try to start streaming. I think that's the most important thing. And also, I'm just gonna move back to the art career topic a bit, because we had gone to a tangent, so tangent that I did not conclude my story. So pretty much after the burnout and like self-reflection, I realized that just gonna yeet. Oh my god, a bubble blower. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, so pretty much after like a lot of self-reflection, I realized that I want to kind of keep art as like a special, like safe place for me to kind of like just be happy, and I don't want that to like interfere with like my hashtag passion. Yeah, so it's kind of exactly like what Senina mentioned, that like at first I thought that I would just work somewhere like in another category of art, and I could do like the art I want on the side, but also like I think being in the creative industry in general like drains you a lot. So I was like, maybe I can consider blathers. Yeah, but like maybe I can consider doing something else too. So it depends. It depends. Like do whatever fits you, but yeah, I see a lot of people who say that like, oh, you should make your passion your career, you know. If you do what you love, you will never work a day in your life, which is valid, but uh but I would say that is a bit dangerous if you don't exactly know what you're doing. Oh, really? Oh, it's a one-time use thing. Yeah, so while I would say that yes, it makes sense, but also I think that that alone is very, 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 very dangerous advice, and you should be very, very informed before you actually do that, because by making your passion your job, you run into the very, very dangerous territory of your passion is your job, right? And yeah, sure, you can be happy for a while, but when things start to get nasty, you will ultimately destroy your love for your passion. And that is one of the most heartbreaking, like heart-wrenching feelings ever, because I'm not even working, but I already have experienced it somewhat. And to feel your love for what you used to love doing slip from your hands essentially is very, very, very painful. And so I would say that, and so like even for in art, like even when you're unhappy or like you're not feeling like it, but because it's your job, you have to do it, right? Oh my god, look, I'm actually looking more like myself now. Yeah, so I would say be very, very careful. Sometimes I think you should never, ever do something that you love a lot as your job, because if you're doing things that you love, like for example, like if drawing is a means for you to escape and like and stuff like that, right? then it's like if 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 your job ends up being art and your job ends up being tough and you want to escape from that, then where are you going to run to next? You know, like how are you going to run? How are you going to do art to escape your reality, which is your art career? You know, and your relationship with your love and your hobbies starts to get very messy. And yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. It gets bad, and I would not wish it upon even my worst enemy to experience that. So yeah, don't fall into that trap. Please make an informed decision before pursuing your career, especially if your career is your passion too. It's very dangerous. Yes. Of course, it works for different people. If it really works for you, that you can absolutely thrive by doing nothing but the things you love, yeah, go for it. Honestly, go for it. I encourage that. But be be aware, because some people absolutely love art. You know, like they can do it. Then sure, you know, if you can do it, then do it. But yeah, be careful. That's all I can say. Be careful. Make informed decisions. Know what you're getting into. Yeah. I mean, even if it doesn't work out and you need a career change, I mean, don't let that stop you either, you know? There's nothing wrong with a career change. You know, if it doesn't work for you anymore, then just go. Do something different. But yeah, just be informed. Best advice, start with streaming something that brings you to a comfy, familiar place. Then you'll dip your feet in easy instead of jumping in head first. That's right. Just like play the games that you like, or if you are scared of talking, you know, there's nothing stopping you. Oh my god, Meg looks so cute. Like there's nothing stopping you from streaming with your mic off. You know, like a lot of artists, you can just stream your art if you like drawing with your mic off, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know, nobody says that streaming has to be exclusively, you have to constantly be talking. If you like talking, then talk. If you don't like talking, then don't talk. There's a market for everybody, you know. And I feel like a lot of my audience have told me, I think I remember, like Sai, you told me before, don't mean to be calling you out if you are lurking, but like has told me that like they don't really enjoy like super hyped streamers, which is exactly the same for me. So like we don't really enjoy super hyped streamers that like are kind of more like the scream and shout kind of thing, which is completely fine. But that's why some people feel like they prefer more like chill streamers. So I feel like there's definitely a market for everybody, so you don't really have to worry about like, oh, I don't have a lot of energy, you know, I can't be hype all the time, so like people won't find me interesting and all that. Like, hell no. Personally, I don't like I don't necessarily like people who are too hype, that they like keep on like, you know, like oh, let's go, you know, like they scream and shout. Like they're doing their own thing and I respect that, but as a consumer, I personally prefer low tension people too. So yeah, there is absolutely a thing for everything. So I feel like don't be afraid that you won't fit in, because chances are your your niche, whatever it may be someone's next favorite thing. So yeah, don't worry about that. Oh no, maybe dark wood. So yeah, don't never worry about things like that. That should not be that should not be your worry, really. It should not be. Because there is a market for everybody. Yes. Anything you tie part of yourself to and have to spread thin to survive, it's important not to lose yourself or your love for that thing in the day-to-day hustle and bustle. Exactly. I'm just stuck here. Okay, maybe dark wood. I don't know. Or maybe a silly little green cabinet. Cherry wood. Okay, you know what? Fine, cherry wood. But yeah, so there is a thing for everybody. So don't ever think that like, oh, nobody will like the things I do anyways or stuff like that. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Everybody has a niche. And I mean, technically just do things you like. I mean, you don't even have to care about whether people like what you're doing or not, unless you're like serious about growing. Because if you're doing the things that you don't like, then you will probably stop streaming anyways because you're doing things that you don't enjoy. So it's like, why you gotta be like that to yourself? Don't do that to yourself. This is not big brain. This is small brain. Don't do that. No. No, no. Yeah, so no, don't do that. Gotta remember that it's important to just do the things you love. Okay, wait. I have a lot more to say, but I also need to pee. So give me a moment. Be right back. Oh yeah, baby, I'm back. Hello. And I got some chocolate because I'm hungry. So let us go with the pretense. I'm not sure whether that's the correct word of using pretense, but let's just go under the disguise that this is an Animal Crossing stream, but it's actually just a just chatting stream. And now I will proceed to eat some chocolate because I am hungry. So you hear the obnoxious rustling of the plastic bag as I consume chocolate. Yes, hobbies are hobbies for a reason. That's right. Stuck in JRPG niche. I think that's a great niche though. You'd be surprised. I mean, maybe you are not surprised, but I am surprised. A lot of people actually love JRPG, so you are doing them a favor by streaming JRPG games that they might love, you know? Focus on your own smile first, then the smile of others will follow. That's right. That's why if you kind of tie that back to the whole make like content and stuff like that, I feel like this advice only makes sense if you are like not doing it under the pressure of you have to produce content. Then the advice, I would say you can follow it. But because you're making things that you like. But if make content is under the kind of like, and it makes you become stressed out that you have to keep on producing content, because if you stop producing content you won't be relevant. So I feel like, oh, that's not really good advice. Like, I would not really recommend it. Yeah, so only do it if you love doing what you do. All right, and 20 minutes is up. So normal Shroomy is back. Yeah, so like only make content if it will make you smile. If you're just making wait. Like, oh no, the monitor light. Yeah, but if you're just like making content and you're being stressed out by it, and like you're like, I have to make content. If not, nobody will notice me and I won't be relevant. Oh, then honey, stop. It's not worth it. Yes, anyways, let me just eat chocolate for a moment. Hmm. Hmm, that's good. Oh yeah. I feel like just do things that make you happy, but also when things get rough, I feel like you should still kind of like, you can't live a life where you do nothing but the things you love. Because I do agree that sometimes there's some things that you just have to do and you shouldn't necessarily run away from it. But I think you have to take it easy still, but like take it. I'm pretty sure there was a meme picture of this guy, this hippie guy who was like, take it easy, man, but take it. Yeah, and I think that kind of stuck with me for a long time. That's kind of like my life motto. But yeah, in terms of content, just do things that you like. Oh, my controller is low battery. The be right back screen silently sapping our soul energy with that gaze. That's right. That's right. On the occasional times that I eat breakfast, my breakfast consists of the soul. The souls of, I don't know, souls of anything, honestly. At this point, I would take any life energy right now. Yeah, I cannot like a game but still have a good time, because marking the game's events can be fun just the same. I can love a game but mark things for fun also, right? As long as you are somewhat enjoying yourself, I think that that's great. I want to beat all FF games despite loving them or not. Yeah, if that's your goal and it makes you happy pursuing that goal, then I think that that is great. But, hmm, chocolate is good. I'm sorry, I'm actually like eating chocolate. Hmm, hmm. Yeah, let's move on to the next day first. Yeah, sorry, we're just gonna have a chocolate break. Hmm. What kind of chocolate is it? Let me see. It's called... No, it's Kit Kat. It's Kit Kat and the flavor is honeycomb smash. It's like a special flavor. It's not like plain. But I have a couple more. I'm just taking like a sample of each. Let me see the next one. Is the next one is Cadbury, and it's called Top Deck. I don't know why it's called Top Deck, but it's called Top Deck. I don't know what's the top. I don't know what's on the top of the deck. Wait, let me just break it. Oh, okay. I'm a fan of more on the bitter side of chocolate. Same. I think I can appreciate both, but it may also be because I am hungry. So I guess the sugar really helps. Oh cool, must be a regional flavor, right? I don't know which regional flavor, but it's good. Oh. Okay, this top deck thing means that on top is white chocolate and like below is milk chocolate. I don't know why, but that's kind of cool. Bonbon. Who's Bonbon? Oh my god, let's check out Bonbon. That's such a cute name. Alright. So we just have to continue playing until roughly the first week in-game, or pretty much after everybody has moved in. And then the residential services will upgrade. I'm sorry. Y'all will just have to bear with me sounding like the Minecraft villager. If the Because I'm eating chocolate. It's good though. Oh wait, it's full? What? Oh no. Well, now this is as close as y'all will get to me playing Minecraft. As being the Minecraft villager itself. Okay, and the last flavor is caramello. It's literally spelled as caramello. I don't know why it's caramello. Maybe they were trying to make a statement with the interesting spelling, but it's called caramello. I'm pretty sure there's like caramel inside. When it comes to chocolate candies, I either like really bitter ones or way too sweet ones. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I think I am in general okay with most sweet things. as long as I don't eat a lot of them. But on days where like, you know, those days where like you haven't been eating them for like a long time, and it's like kind of like the first taste after like a long time. Oh yeah, then that's when I have the capacity to like go ham. Like I would just like eat like the sweetest thing ever, and it's super satisfying. Yeah, that's a weed. So that's one thing. Yeah, let's try the caramel one. Hmm. 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 Okay, um it's not bad. The caramel is less sweet than I thought it was, or maybe my my taste buds are just gone because it's been a long time. Sweets make me physically tired even if I just eat a tiny little bit. Oh, alright, alright. For me, I don't know. It's more like I will get a sugar crash, so I try to. It's the same way with coffee. Coffee is nice and all, but compared to tea, I get caffeine crash when I drink coffee. So I tend to avoid eating coffee. I think my favorite out of the 3 chocolates that I sampled would be the caramel, the Kit Kat. The Kit Kat honeycomb smash. But yeah, I feel like sweets are great, and I get so happy when I eat sweets, but also it's like sometimes I'm just like, I want to eat sweets today, and then I actually eat sweets, and then I'm like, oh no, I regret everything. I regret everything in my life now, and then I just kind of like sit there in shock at how sweet it was. Yeah, so that's kind of me. OMG, sometimes me too. We are all just a bit older. We have old souls. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bonbon has such personality. Sheesh. Hmm. Alright, alright. Hmm, okay. The chocolate's good. I think I may go back for seconds for the Kit Kat one. Okay, to be fair, I'm not eating like a lot, okay? I'm not eating like a lot. It depends on what you define as a lot, but I'm just having like 3 to 4 cubes of each flavor. Okay, which may be a lot. It's fine, it's fine. It's fine. Let Sanshroomy live. I haven't eaten chocolate in a long time. But yeah, I love coffee and I drink it very often in large amounts, but I am not affected from much from caffeine when it comes to energy. But I do get anxious if I drink too much. Yeah. It's the feeling, it's that feeling. It's the kind of like anxiety feeling. And I like get caffeine crash, which is also like, so I feel anxious, and also like I have like my energy just drops, I guess. And it's kind of weird. But I do love the way coffee tastes also. So I am quite sad that I have to be careful of how much I take. Because yeah, crashing is not very fun. And I think because I don't drink coffee very often, sometimes I just like to indulge in like a very like nasty like calorie high, like kind of like Starbucks. I'm sorry for all the Starbucks lovers. Don't add me, but yeah, like very rarely, maybe once every like I don't know, half a year, I will get like a Starbucks. And I will drink the Starbucks, and then I will be reminded of how much I don't like Starbucks because it's too sweet. Yeah. MJ Bonbon is so cute. She looks unhinged. She looks like you, Selena. Bonbon looks like you. You are just like Bonbon. Like you embody the Bonbon energy. Just like the way it tastes, so I gravitate towards decaf. Yeah, I have personally not tried decaf before. So I don't really know how that will work on me, but I think it's just harder to find decaf. Does Starbucks do decaf? Is that a thing? I'm gonna sleep. Have a great day. Thank you so much for coming, Sai. I hope you had a good time. And I hope you have, sorry, I'm like midway chewing the chocolate. And I hope you have a good sleep and a good day. And good luck for work tomorrow if you have work tomorrow. And thank you so much for coming to hang out. Goodbye. Hmm. Yeah, I like the Kit Kat one the best. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. Bye, Peps. Goodbye. Have a good sleep. I usually like to hit the 3-hour mark for streaming. So I feel a bit off if I stop before 3 hours. Hmm. Alright, I feel more energized now after consuming quite a lot of chocolate. Hmm. 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 How long has it been? On my OBS it says 2 hours 47. Let me check. Um yeah, it's accurate. Alright, yeah boy. Yeah, so it's around there. I might or might not get like super high because I did eat like quite a lot of chocolate. So but anyways, it was a very nice chat, and I love art streams and Animal Crossing streams. Where I'm sorry, graphic very roughly. Because it's just like a just chatting where we can talk about like anything at all, and that's very very nice. I'm gonna be nasty. I'm just gonna lick my fingers. Alright, I just licked my fingers like a little gremlin. So now all the chocolate is off. Ouch. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to attach the charger. Nice. Eh. Eh. Wait. Eh. Oh wow. Wait. My controller stopped working. Hello. Wait. A minute. Let me re. Oh no. Okay, it's not connecting. Wait, let me just switch the controller. Wait a minute. Jeeb. Hey, this is all around. Gonna use the normal Joy-Con. Give me a moment. Ugh. Wait. Okay, I'm back. I'm good. Ugh. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I'm very ratchet today. Yes, okay. I am back. Everything's good. Okay, yes. Anyways, I'm back. Must have tasted like chocolate colored mushrooms. Jeebus. No. we have to beware of the TOS, or else it's going to get us. Oh yeah, okay, but speaking of chocolate covered mushrooms, right? We're not talking about anything sus, okay? We're not talking about anything sus. Cause actually, like, you guys know this. You guys should wait, give me a moment. There's actually this thing. Give me a moment. It's called Kinoko no Yama. Kinoko no Yama. And it looks like this, and it's a mushroom. It's literally chocolate mushroom. And it's so cute. Look at that. And it's a Japanese snack. Not sure whether you guys can find it at your local supermarket, but as long as your local supermarket sells like Japanese snacks, I'm pretty sure you can find this, and it's essentially a chocolate mushroom. It's good. So like the body of the mushroom is a biscuit, and the top is chocolate. It's good. It's just like a little. It's something like a snack you would give to a little kid, but because we are kids at heart, you can have it too. Yes. Okay, let's go to Harv's Island. But yeah, so it's good. And what else? Okay, we're going to Harv's Island. Yeah, but I don't eat chocolate that often. But I think it's for the better, because sometimes uh when, like, I don't know, like after a long time of not eating chocolate, and you suddenly eat chocolate, you're just like, oh yes, like, and you can kind of like truly enjoy the full flavor of chocolate. I mean, of course, if you love chocolate every day, sure, you know, have chocolate every day. But if not, then yeah, it really makes you enjoy the chocolate. Oh my god, Wilbur. Wilbur is cute. I like Wilbur. Hello, Harv. Photo studio. Is that all? Is that all? Is it just a photo studio? Alright. Oh. Yeah, that is cute, but I'm not too into like photography as in like that. Not really. Oh, okay. Maybe later, man. I think these are just like different sets that Harvey has. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really. Oh my god, grass. Oh my god, look at that grass. ASMR, walking on grass. Beautiful. Let's just check out the rooms for funsies. But yeah, beautiful. Nice sound. Very nice. It's kind of like a styrofoamy sound. Oh yeah, so like to conclude the whole art career thing, even more. Oh jeebus, my fam's kind of loud. Yeah, but to conclude it even more, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do a career in art. So I'ma just see what other interesting majors they are, and when I start university, same thing. I'm gonna see whether I can get a dorm, and I'll see how my schedule is like. Then I have to kind of reprogram my entire life and kind of work out a schedule that kind of fits me. So I can like stream and like get a degree at the same time. So that'll be fun. That'll be very fun. Oh my god, that carpet. Okay, so this is what it sounds. Oh wait, let me run and Tokyo Drift. This is just ASMR. Let me run and Tokyo Drift on the different floors. Okay, we except this one, just a wood floor. But it's cute though. What was this again? This was like rock. You can get posters of your villages here too for your home if memory serves. Oh, that is very cute. I have my own set of villages that I want on the island. So while we're kind of waiting for us to be able to do the island, um, yeah. So oh, wait, let's listen to that. Oh, this is some good sound design. I feel you on that. I'm sure you'll find what's a good fit for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And also, since I'm feeling quite loopy on the chocolate, let me give you some spoilers for future plans. Just kidding, I'm not that loopy, but okay, wait, before that. Oh, listen. Nice. But yeah, because I'm actually planning to major in Japanese studies, and depending on how life goes, I'll probably be doing a double major or something. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so I'm actually really interested in. Okay, because here's the thing, right? I have. Okay, wait. Before that, ASMR. Nice. Okay. Yeah, because I currently have two channels, which is kind of number one is my VOD channel, which is just essentially an archive, and the other one is sort of like my main YouTube. Um, yeah. So, but the thing is, like, I The only thing I do on my main YouTube is kind of just to post like silly clips and all that because frankly I have no time to keep up that many stuff, and I don't really have time to like do like hashtag original content to post on my main YouTube. So I'm just thinking if I really do wait ASMR. That's some good sound design. But yeah, so if I really go into Japanese major, then I'm kind of planning to like um experiment with how I can like split um I was about to say split myself, but that didn't sound very nice. No, I'm not. Nobody's gonna be splitting anybody. Uh, but I was thinking maybe I could like Twitch would be like for my English content, and if I really were to be in Japanese studies, then like my YouTube could be for like Japanese content, and I could stream there too. I guess more catered to like the Japanese audience or something. So kind of truly be JP slash EN VTuber. I'm still thinking about it because I'm not really sure how I'm gonna manage all of that on top of university work. But that's just kind of how I was brainstorming it. So rather than trying to like rack my brains thinking of like content such as like original content, which I don't really have the time to. So might as well like just convert it into another streaming platform but in a different language. I mean that is if I go into Japanese studies. So yeah, I'm just trying to see how I can utilize stuff, I guess. Oh, I see. That's a neat idea for sure, but make sure you don't spread yourself too thin. Exactly. That's why I'm trying to be like super careful. Um Oh wait, oh we have to find Red. Okay, wait, let's end it off by going into Red's scam boat. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to be super careful with not piling too much on my plate. Yeah, but at the same time, like also kind of try to wanna like see how far I can go without going too far. So yeah, that's for future endeavors. And I guess for like, yeah, but to be fair, like oh, I think it's also super important, like just at anybody in general. It's like when people have a goal, right? I feel like people tend to set too short of a deadline to achieve their goals. And I feel like it's very important for them to like kind of recognize that and like kind of see whether their goal is like attainable. I'm looking for red, by the way, like the fox, while I'm talking, because for example, like I've seen a lot of people like set like huge goals for like their first year in like I don't know, for example, VTubing and all that. And while it's super admirable, I feel like sometimes a year is long but not that long at the same time. And people tend to get like super stressed out that they don't hit their goal or stuff like that. So just like a reminder for anyone in general that sometimes goals can take up to like a few years, and a lot of people have been doing this for like a long time. So don't set your goals too short, because life is still longer than you think it is. So try not to stress yourself out on that. Ah, jeepers, ads scared me half to death. Oh no, thankfully I've been very lucky not to be hit with ads on other people's channels, but I really hope Twitch fixes that, the volume. Especially for like cozy channels, like it's all cozy and then suddenly an ad really just pops up and like ruins the vibes. Where is the damn fox? Where are you? But yeah, so like all of my goals. Oh no, I plucked the flower. So like all of my goals are kind of. Oh no, but that's really funny. Yeah, but all of my goals are kind of. I want to make them like long-term goals. So something that I want to achieve kind of within my university life, which gives me a good like 4 years to kind of grow and get into the groove of like what Sanshroomy truly means to me. I feel like I'll be very interested in going on that journey. And I think that for 4 to 5 years is a good time. I feel like 4 to 5 years is a very good and like realistic time for me to kind of see, like, I mean, explore, I guess, myself in general. So yeah, don't set too short of a goal for yourself. It's not worth it. So yeah, maybe like give yourself like 2 years at least. I don't think many people can achieve things in like 1 year. If you have the energy to, it's fine, but we're in a panoramic right now. So you gotta be careful of that. Yeah, so I truly don't know how long I'll be doing this. I've been doing this for about 8 months, and it was only recently that I switched to streaming 3 times a week. I used to stream only twice a week, which is pretty not often for any streamer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how long and how far I can go with Sanshroomy. So that would be a journey, and I kind of am hoping that I can kind of continue Sanshroomy even throughout my university. So that would be around 4 years of being Sanshroomy, which I think is really exciting. Yeah. So that's according to the Keikaku. Also, I can't find the damn fox anywhere. Where are you? I was just talking to fill in the airtime, but can't find the stupid fox. Where are you? Red. Seriously, where is you, stupid? Where? Where you, stupid? Oh jeez, I wanted to Yo, I just wanted to talk to Red so we could like kind of unlock the boat. But he not here. I'm pretty sure I saw him just now though. Come on, I wanted to find Rid and like end the stream. That was the Keikaku. Oh man. That'd be fun for sure to have it as a nice activity while you broaden your horizons. Exactly. That's right. So I'm looking forward, and I haven't even debuted my anime Sanshroomy yet. So that will definitely be a plan. I'm not sure how long it'll take to like finalize and finish the anime model of Sanshroomy. Plus I'm doing everything by myself yet again. I feel like a major part of why is this you? No. Wait, where's the fox? Yeah, but I feel like a major part of why it just dawned upon me, but a major part of why I feel like I have absolutely no time in the world is also because like I do everything myself. But I'm not stretching myself thin, luckily, but I do everything by myself, so I'm just like, huh, this is kind of taking up a lot of time. But yeah, I think that's why I don't really regret art school, because if not for art school, I would never have been able to do so many streaming assets and stuff for myself. or like live 2D rigging fast by myself, then I would have to take even more time to like start existing in on Twitch. Wait, where's the fox? Are we just gonna end stream without the fox? Red, where are you? Oh jeez. They said we had to talk to the fox, so I was desperately trying to find him. But he's not here. Red, where are you? Okay, never mind. You know what? I'm just gonna give up. We can't find Red anywhere. I don't know where he is. Try the far right side. Okay. Let's hang in there for a while more. Why is he so like obscure? And I'm pretty sure I saw him just now, which is why it's so confusing. I getcha, yeah. Like, I feel like if you... It's like a good and bad thing. Because, no, actually there's no such thing as a bad thing. No, as in regards to like doing things on your... Like, on your own versus... Like, sometimes I actually do want to commission someone to... Like, with a style that I like to do anime Shroomy for me, but it costs money. It costs money, and after I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Fine. So I guess the lack of financial stability pushes you to do a lot of things. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. I just wanted to buy some art. Okay, we'll end it after I buy some art. But yes, anyways. Yeah. Yes. I'm so tired after finding the damn fox. Yeah, I learned that the hard way when I was getting estimates on how much it would be to have a 3D Oh, 3D costs even more, I think. Depends on the artist, but... Right. So I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I get you. I get you on that. 3D is expensive for a good reason. Definitely. It's like an investment. It's an investment, but I don't even have the cash to make the down payment. You get what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll just sit back down and just... Yeah, we're not gonna do that. And even live 2D like art is so pretty. Like I really want to get it, but it's not that they are expensive as in the artist should charge less. No. The artist deserves every penny. It's just me. I don't have the financial stability to afford that. That's all. So I'm just like, So this is why. That's why yet again. Yet again, I have to do things like you learn, I guess, but but also it's like, I don't know, it's good that you do things on your own, but at the same time it's like sometimes I just want to commission an amazing artist, you know. But like you have no cash too, so you're like, well, guess I'll do this on my own then, which is I have mixed feelings. Okay, wait, let me search for a guide. The art guide. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people who um like a lot of people may think that like oh, but isn't it a good thing that you can like do everything on your own? Like isn't it like a flex that you can do everything on your own? Like it's like yes and no. Because like sure, like doing everything on my own means I have control. Yeah, sure, but also I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. Like, do you know how much time it takes to do everything on your own? You know how much time it takes? Like, this is why I can't game. This is why I can't play Pokemon in my free time because I'm busy. I'm busy doing stuff. I'm like busy drawing like assets and stuff like that. Like, it's not a bad thing, but uh, I don't know. Uh like it's hard to express what it feels like because I don't want people thinking that like I'm trying to like humble brag like oh I'm so busy, oh like but I can do everything on my own. No, it's actually tiring. It's actually so tiring and like you feel like nobody's there to help you and you're just stuck like doing everything like on your own. And like yeah, so like yes, it's good that you know the skills, but like it's much more tiring than people realize it is. Yeah, and I mean sure ultimately yes, but then again, just because you know how to do everything does not, it's like being the jack of all trades. Yeah, you can kind of like, thank you for the hip pad, you can do stuff, but you will never specialize in one area. So you can just do like a mediocre job that kind of gets you by, but you don't really have a selling point because you can just do everything like like you know like I can kind of do it maybe, that kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much time, energy and eye strain exactly that it sucks out of you. Putting aside the fact that yeah, you can put in the credits like everything is done by me, but still what does that have to do with like the thousands of hours of like eye strain and sacrifice that you're doing? So it's like in the end, are you actually a winner? Looking at my spine and back, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a winner. Yeah, so I wish people would understand. It's not that easy. Yeah, but it's fine, you know, it's fine. You just have to make the most of the experience. Just keep hyping yourself up. They're like, it's okay. I will learn a lot of skills and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like it's just like understanding, I guess. And trying not to like, I don't know, judge people. Because it is bad for your spine. That's why a lot of artists like they get like super like dilapidating like conditions and stuff like that. Because they just sit at the computer every day, like drawing and drawing and drawing. And yeah, like it's like and like drawing for up to 12 hours and like them getting like double vision or like them like getting like chronic back pain and like carpal tunnel and stuff like that because they have to kind of like do everything like kind of like themselves but also like not really. But yeah, that's why I'm like, is it that admirable being able to do everything yourself? It's like yes and no. but also I just want to lie down sometimes. But I can't really. So it's like, oof. Yeah. Just some genuine woes. Woes from a someone who draws. It's just oof. The reason I respect animation so much, same. I don't think I can ever do that. I really can't. I really can't do what they're doing. It's the hundreds, if not thousands, of individual drawings flowing together. Right. I really admire people who like do animation, especially like hand-drawn animation. I cannot. I don't know how they do it, but I cannot do it at all. And that's why like being in animation has made me like admire the people more. Oh, wait, let's take a photo before we end. But yeah. So I will never ever work in animation purely because of that. Yeah, so really my respect for animators, especially having experienced animation, is can't imagine. I really can't imagine how much they've like sacrificed essentially. Yeah. That's why I hope that every animator will take care of their self and their health really, because it's not easy. Okay, wait. I'm actually focusing on the photography as I'm speaking. I'm just trying to get a good angle. Yeah, that is so cute. All right. Time to go back to the chat overlay. Yes. And once again, okay, I'm not going to end like so soon. I say we still need to rate. But once again, thank you so much for coming today. And I think this was one of the streams that really had a lot more talking. And I had a lot of fun talking about many topics and kind of being like super like blunt and honest with our opinions. And I felt like it was a very productive talk today. This is why I love Animal Crossing and like art streams, so that we can just talk. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun too, kind of like listening. And yeah, hopefully you guys have taken something away from it. And I hope that it was a worthwhile stream for you guys to kind of hang out in too. Yes. Been fun. Thank you for the chill time. No problem. And thank you so much for coming and chatting with me. It really means a lot. And I really hope that you had lots of fun. Yes. And okay, also let me just update you guys on my schedule before 2021. I think that I have been blessed with incredible luck of streaming on very important days all the time. So I'll just okay, look here. Nope, that's the wrong. That's the okay, there we go. So I have been blessed again by who I don't know, maybe the higher ups, that I am streaming on the 31st of December, which is the last day of the year. And I managed to stream on Christmas Eve the other day too. So I guess I have been blessed with very good coincidence. Yes, so I will be streaming on the very last day of 2021. And I want to end it off not with a bang. We don't do bangs in the fairy ring. It's going to be a super chill game of Sky Children of the Light, which is essentially a game. See, I thought about this, okay? My big brain is here for a reason. Sky Children of Light is a game that kind of talks about life and rebirth, and I felt like that was the most appropriate game to play on the last day of the year. We'll be playing a game about that. Yes. So, yeah, that's all. And that will be the very last stream from me in 2021. And I hope to have a lot more fun with you guys next year too. Yes, but the whole next year thing, we'll talk about it on the actual day. Then we can like maybe go through some like 2022 goals or something like that. I think that would be super super fun. Yes, Lamar, you're so poetic. Symbolism. That's right. Symbolism. That's right. And it will be super, super relaxing. So I can't wait to see you guys on Friday. All right, now let's get ready to rate someone. Okay. I have already see this time I'm fully prepared. I took the time to introduce y'all to my schedule to actually find somebody to rate. So psych. I have somebody to read, and their name is Artemis Angelique, and they are a small, sleepy bun bun trying to play games and have fun streaming. So let's all. This is the fastest raid I've done today. Sanshroomy is evolving. So yes, let us all have fun and Shroomy raid. Um, I don't know what they go by. Is it Artemis or Angelique? I'm not sure. But yes. All right. I'll be sure to catch it if I can for sure. Thank you so much. And I hope that the rest of you guys have a great day and night wherever you are. And I hope to see you again for Friday, the last day of the year. Yes. And remember my rate message to copy and paste. And I'll be rating now. Goodbye, everybody. See you on Friday. Bye bye.